Hey everybody, this is Matt. Well, as you guys probably know if you've read my bio here on YouTube, that when I'm not out here in the woods, by vocation I'm actually an associate pastor at a church. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would do a very quick fireside devotional. I'm going to be reading out of Colossians chapter 1 at verse 15. It says, He, and he is of course speaking of Christ, he is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. Now that word firstborn means he's the preeminent one of all creation. Here in the Western world we don't have the idea of the firstborn, but David, for example, King David in the Bible, he was called the firstborn of all Israel. That's not because he was the first child of Israel. On the contrary, he was actually the youngest son of his family. His father Jesse actually had several sons, and he was actually the youngest of them. But he's called the firstborn because he had the preeminent position. So he's the firstborn of all creation. For by means of him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities. All things were created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. So we often come out here into creation and we see the majesty of the created order, and we make YouTube videos about it. We talk about how beautiful it is up in the mountains, how beautiful it is in the high desert, how beautiful it is on the rolling plains and stuff. But I want you to take a moment and consider how majestic the creation is. How much more majestic is the Creator who made it? Now Christ is said to be the one who created all things, visible, invisible, thrones, dominions, principalities, powers. He created all things. And since Christ created all things, he's the Creator. So how much more majestic, how much more glorious is Jesus Christ? Something to think about as you're out in creation. So when you're looking around, when you're taking in creation, just take a moment, turn your attention to God, and thank him for this world, thank him for his creation, and turn to him in faith, and turn to him in love, and ask him to bless your time out in the woods. And then seek him in his word, and I think your trips you'll find will have a much more meaning. So God bless you. Thank you for listening. Happy trails.